Hey, welcome everybody. I am so excited to be here with you, and I'm so excited to be bringing you this content and talking about how to clear your money blocks and have your first five-figure month. But before we get rolling, I just want to make sure everything's lined up so we have smooth sailing during our time together. So just bear with me for another minute, and then I promise we will get started right away. So as you can see on the webinar page, there is a chat box underneath the video. So if anybody is on the call right now, I would love to know where you are calling in from. I see we've got Hannah Baby Maven here. I see Raven just popped into the group. Hey girl. And yeah, let me know where you're listening from. And like I said, we will get rolling into the content really shortly. I just want to give everyone a little window of time to make sure they're here and present for our time together. Hi, Mally. Good to see you. So many familiar names and faces. I love it. This is really exciting. Okay, so let's get started. I really value your time, so I don't want to start late. And like I said, we are going to be diving into some great stuff here together. And I actually just finished creating all the content for this webinar just a couple hours ago, so it is fresh in my mind. I'm really excited about it, and we're going to cover a lot of good stuff. So first of all, if you are unfamiliar, I am Kaylin Asher. I am a clarity coach for women entrepreneurs who are really ready to define a clear vision for their life and their business, to clear any mindset blocks that are holding them back from reaching that vision, and to also develop a really clear, feel-good plan for success on their terms. Because we can feel really good about our vision and our mindset, but if we're not taking action, then things aren't going to take off. So I am really honored to have you joining me here on this webinar today. I know that the content I'm going to be sharing has the ability to truly transform your life and business in remarkable ways. It's done that for me, it's done that for my clients, and it will really help you reach those milestones that maybe are kind of eluding you at this moment, whatever those may be. Perhaps it's your first five-figure month, maybe it's your first 5K month, maybe it's getting your first or next clients, but the principles that I'm going to be sharing with you are going to help you achieve those milestones for yourself. So the women that I work with are really passionate. They are powerful women and they are big dreamers, but they're really feeling stuck and unclear. They've often hit a plateau in their business and aren't really sure how to move forward in order to reach those goals that they are wanting for themselves and that they see other women in their industry reaching. They've often taken online business courses, they've done all those list building challenges and watched Facebook marketing webinars, but the money still isn't there and the clients aren't flowing in. And so if you can relate to any of that, believe me, you are in the right place. We are going to be covering some really powerful things that will help you move beyond those blocks that are holding you back. So today, during our time together, I am going to be sharing the 6 vital elements you need to have in place in order to reach your first 5-figure month in business. So if you are ready to reach those new business milestones and clear the blocks that are keeping you from making more money, I welcome you. I am so glad you're here with me today. And also, don't worry if a 5-figure month seems like a reach at this moment, please stick with me. I am going to be sharing everything I possibly can during our time together to help you understand how making amazing money while doing the work you love and changing lives can and will be your reality sooner than you think. So before we get started, I'm going to ask you to be fully present here with me. Choose to be here and now. If you're showing up for this call, I know the content I'm sharing is important to you and can make a difference for you. And to get the most benefit out of this time, I recommend that you close down the other windows. If Facebook's going on in the background, just shut that down. Don't be checking your emails just for the next hour. This is time for you and time for your business. The stuff we are covering is business, will move your business forward. And so please know that this is time well spent. All of those things that maybe you want to be working on the side can be handled later. And the first tip I'm going to share with you is that multitasking will not help you reach that 5-figure month. That's something I know for sure. It is getting laser focused and really pinpointing and prioritizing your tasks. That is what is going to help move you forward. Also, during this call, I am going to tell you more about a few opportunities that are currently available that will help you get more clients, make more money, and hit those milestones in your business, like having your first 5K, 10K, or even 20K month. So please know I'm going to share all I possibly can during our time together while still respecting your time. I know you've got other things that obviously need to be happening in your life and business too. But I will also give you information about how you can move forward after this webinar with my continued support if what I'm sharing today is really resonating with you. So to kick things off, I think it's important to give you some context. So I want to briefly share my story with you, and then we will immediately dive into those 6 vital elements you need to have in place in order to have your first 5-figure month. So I was a serial entrepreneur for 7 long years before landing on my Perfect for Me business now as a clarity coach for other women entrepreneurs. So during that almost decade of trial and error, I pivoted from business to business, constantly trying to find my thing, that thing that would light me up, that would make me feel like I am fulfilling my purpose on this planet. I started an interior design firm. I did copywriting, and I really just kept trying to figure out what was right for me. I did a foray in social media marketing. I wrote for a popular lifestyle magazine. I even got certified as a yoga teacher and started teaching yoga. And so all of this is to say that I knew I was meant to do something meaningful and impactful that would change people's lives, but I had really no clue what form that would take. Then after the birth of my daughter, who is almost 2 years old now, I had this sort of make or break moment. And I thought to myself, if I can't find success as an entrepreneur, I should just give up and be a mom to her, because it is not worth investing so much of my time and energy into something that is clearly not working. And not long after that major low, where I really thought I might just give up this dream of being an entrepreneur, I was writing an email to my husband. I remember I was sitting on our back screened-in porch and essentially just complaining in this email about how I was so struggling to figure out what the next course would be for me. And I wrote that if I just had business clarity, everything would fall into place. And essentially in that one line of typed copy, my current business was born. And I realized that, like myself, countless other women entrepreneurs are feeling the exact same way. They know they are meant for something big and to make an impact doing something that they love, but at the moment it just isn't working for them, and it feels like something is missing. And something is missing, that clarity piece of knowing exactly who you are as a business owner, who you are serving, and how you can best serve them. So for me, I have always been a logical advice giver. Even since I was little, when I was like 8 years old, my parents would come to me and ask my advice about things that I probably had no business offering an opinion on, but I kind of had this ability to cut through all the noise and deliver a logical opinion on it. And so it's something that always came really easy to me and really naturally, and so much so that I thought nothing of it, which is so true of our probably our most precious talents and gifts. It's often something that we don't even recognize in ourselves. But I realized that over the years, in every business that I'd ever built, the thing that excited me most was offering advice about how to capitalize on strengths and leverage time and talent to its greatest impact. I loved, during that entrepreneurial journey, connecting with other women who were maybe experiencing some frustration in their lives and giving them advice about how to move beyond that. And I thought that if I could help other women find the business clarity that I had been craving for those 7 long years, I would be so immensely fulfilled. And I'm here to tell you now that I was right. We know when we trust our instinct and define our business in a clear way, things can move forward so quickly. So now I offer exclusive one-on-one coaching packages, VIP intensive, and also run my signature group program, Business Clarity Accelerator, to help other women entrepreneurs and coaches condense their timeline, find their first or next clients with more ease, and make consistent money while hitting new business milestones, which is exactly what we are going to be talking about today. So now that you have a bit more information about me, I want to dive into how to clear your money blocks and have your first 5-figure month. And I'm going to save some time at the end of this webinar for Q&A. So if you have any questions, just pop them over in the chat box, and my right-hand gal, Raven, will make sure that I address them at the Q&A portion at the end. So like I said, if anything comes up for you while I'm talking, just put it in the chat box and we'll get to it in the Q&A section. So without further ado, we are going to be moving into those 6 vital elements you need to have in place in order to reach your first 5-figure month. And the first one is you need to have a clear vision. First and foremost, in order to reach any business milestone, you need to have a clear vision of what you are desiring for yourself. This is a practice that most successful individuals on the planet use. People like Tony Robbins and Oprah, they speak to the power of envisioning what you desire. So people like those, successful people that I mentioned, as well as countless other women that I have worked with and that I truly admire in the industry, take time nearly every day to envision and feel their success as if it's already come to pass. And so if you're not big on meditation, that's totally okay, but taking some quiet time to envision is a really powerful tool and a gift to give yourself, because if we're wishy-washy about what we want in our lives and our businesses, we get wishy-washy results. So spell it out clearly. Take some time to even write this down. What do you want for your life and your business? Like, what is that vision? What is the big picture? And be really specific. Do you want 3 one-on-one clients this month? Do you want to have the means to get a monthly massage? Do you want to bring in an extra 4K of income in the next 6 weeks? Be really clear on what you're desiring and write it down. I mean, that first step in and of itself, translating that thought, that idea, that desire onto paper is a really powerful step and starts shifting that energy and the momentum in the direction of what you're desiring. Then the next piece is to take time to picture what it would look like and feel like when that goal that you are envisioning comes to pass. And when you implement this practice consistently, you will be joining the ranks of the elite and powerful who experience an abundance of success in their businesses. My thought is, if it works for Oprah, I think it's good enough for me too. So if you don't yet have a practice for envisioning what you're desiring, and I know not all of us are really visual, so maybe this would be more of a journaling practice for you, but to take time to define that vision and be specific on those things that you're hoping to pull into your life, it can be a really powerful technique. This is also a technique that is outlined in the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It was written about a century ago. And so if you haven't picked up a copy, it has stood the test of time, and it really dives into this principle that I'm covering here. So if it's something you'd like to move into in a deeper way, I would suggest getting a copy of that for yourself. So number 2 is you need to have a mindset of belief. And so what I mean by that is it's just one thing to have a clear vision, but you also have to believe in that vision in order for it to come to pass. So for example, if you said in your vision or in your journal that you want to make $10,000 this month, but the most you've ever made up to this point in your business is $1,000 in a month, that vision might feel really impossible, which means you won't 100% believe in it, which therefore means it will not likely happen for you. So you have to be okay with starting with where you're at and expanding from that place. So what does that mean for you? That means I want you to set a goal, set a vision that feels good for you right here and right now. If the goal you're writing down or thinking about, if it stresses you out or makes you worry, or worst of all, makes you feel like a failure even before you start really moving in the direction, do not pursue it at this time. Put it on the back burner. It doesn't mean it's never going to happen for you. It just means like it might need to be a little further down the road. So I want you to set a goal, set a vision that feels right for you, considering where you are on your journey right now, knowing that we are always moving forward and we're always going to have the opportunity to expand and grow in new directions, but set a goal that feels really good right here and right now. So for me, prioritizing a mindset of belief is honestly what I credit about 95% of my quick ascent to 5-figure months to. I went from bringing in just $22.50, yes, $22.50 in July of 2015 to then making consistent 4 to 6K months in the fall of 2015 to my first 5-figure month, which was actually a $23,000 month in February of 2016. But if I had tried to jump from that $22.50 right to that 23K, I wouldn't have made it because I wouldn't have believed that it was possible for me. But giving myself that time, those 7-8 months, which isn't that much time, but enough time to let that mindset of belief develop, that made it possible. So mindset work is a cornerstone of all of my coaching because of the powerful things it can unlock. And we actually spend an entire week on mindset work in my group program, Business Clarity Accelerator, because without a mindset of belief, everything is that much more challenging. And in fact, all of the vitals that I'm walking you through today are based on the curriculum of Business Clarity Accelerator, which is now open for enrollment. So if by any chance what I'm sharing with you is resonating and you're looking for a way to strategically apply all of what I'm covering specifically to your business with my support, I would love to have you join me in that program. So let's move on to number 3. Number 3 is you need to have self-confidence. So when you're an entrepreneur, you are your business. So whatever you're struggling with personally is then reflected in your business. And something I've found that countless women entrepreneurs struggle with is confidence. They are riddled with self-doubt and they constantly question their abilities. And so often they feel like sort of like an imposter, thinking, who am I to be doing this? Who am I to be teaching this? Who am I to be coaching these other women and helping them with their lives because I'm not perfect? But if you want to hit these new business milestones that you're desiring, you really have to believe, not only believe in your vision, but believe in yourself. And so it's one thing to think, oh yes, that's possible for someone else, or that's possible when I'm more successful. But we need to start cultivating that confidence right here and now. And that is what will set you up for your first 5, 10, 20K month, whatever the number is for you that you're working towards. So I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that you are a remarkable, talented woman with unique gifts that set you apart from every other woman who is here now on this call. Each one of you has something precious to offer that could potentially change other people's lives forever. But if you allow your self-doubt to stop you, you are never going to be able to make the impact that you were meant to make. I once had a new client come to me who was really questioning her ability to achieve the success she was desiring in her business. She had this ultimate goal to teach and empower women to feel completely beautiful in their own skin, but she was self-admittedly getting in her own way. She was questioning herself, she was questioning her abilities, her talents, and just, really her ability to make it work for herself. But once we got to the root of what was holding her back, her own lack of self-confidence, things took a radical shift after just one session together. And she actually landed 10 new clients within the week. That is the power of a confidence shift. That is the power of doing this kind of work. It changes your magnetism. It changes the way other people view you. Because when you have confidence in yourself, you put yourself out there in a bigger, bolder way. So instead of shying away from talking about yourself and your business, you proudly state what you're up to and how you are helping people. You see, we need to be our own biggest fans and biggest advocates because, especially in the beginning, we are the primary spokespiece for our brand. So we need to do ourselves an enormous favor and start talking about our businesses with pride and confidence and sharing that with others. And I know you'll feel better about yourself and your business when you start implementing this. And even if you're not feeling totally confident, if you sort of act as if and put yourself out there, that can start shifting you in that direction. And you'll also be planting seeds for more money and more clients, because every time you talk confidently about your business, it's memorable. People remember that and it sticks with them. And even if they're not going to become a client right now, or they're not the right person to be a client for you, they'll remember you and then speak about you highly because you spoke highly about yourself. So let's move on to number 4. Number 4 is you need to know your perfect for you client. So I know that probably every business-related webinar you have ever been on has mentioned something about the need to know your ideal client. And perhaps by now you're a little tired of hearing it, and I can totally relate. But the reason this advice is shared again and again and again is because it's so powerful to the success of your business. You need to know exactly who your perfect for you client is, what she or he needs, what she's struggling with, and what her hopes, dreams, and aspirations are, and how you specifically solve or help her solve her biggest problem. So if you're in a place in your business where you feel like, you hear me saying this and just think, but I just want to serve everyone. What I'm offering can help everyone. I really urge you to reconsider. Let this be a turning point for you. The moment when you finally heed this advice about your ideal client and narrow in on one specific type of person. Because if you're trying to serve everyone, you're reaching no one in particular, and that can be a huge momentum slower for your business. So until you tighten up your message so that your perfect for you client knows that you're talking directly to her, it's going to be a real challenge to hit those business milestones that you're looking for yourself. So in my group program, Business Clarity Accelerator, the 6-week coaching program that's now open for enrollment, we devote an entire week's lesson to client clarity. So during that time, we not only work together to home in on your perfect for you client, that perfect for you client is the client that is an absolute joy to work with and lights you up every time you interact with her. But I also share a really useful template and tool that puts you in direct contact with your ideal clients right now and starts building relationships with them. So in this exercise within the program, in and of itself, it has gotten women in Business Clarity Accelerator new clients while in the program without any of the painful hard work or hustle that we normally associate with landing new clients, which is pretty awesome. I love seeing that. And it really speaks to the power of having clarity about who your client is. When you do, it falls into place and your marketing becomes so much more pinpointed. And when you put something out there, the right women for you know you were speaking to them, or the right clients, I should say, know you were speaking to them, and they listen up. Their ears perk and they become intrigued by what you're offering. And that's a really powerful place to be because it opens the doorway for building relationships with them. So let's move into number 5 here. Number 5 is you need to have an irresistible offer that resonates. So in order to have your first 5-figure month in your business, you need to sell something. I know that seems really obvious, but it's true. And we need to sell it with confidence, which obviously was one of my previous points. So in order to have successful sales, you need to have an irresistible offer that resonates with your perfect for you client. You're probably starting to see how all these pieces are fitting together. And in order to create that, you need to know what it is that your ideal client really wants. That it's the want, under the want, under the want. We can't just go for the surface level stuff or the stuff we think she wants or that we think he wants. We need to dive deeper and really mine out of them what it is they're truly desiring. So let's work on an example with this. I think that will be helpful. So let's say you are a health coach, and up to this point, you've been selling, or maybe you've not so much been selling, a 6-week coaching program that includes a customized eating plan and customized exercise regimen for your clients. So that all sounds fine. It's a little stiff, but it's it'll get the job done. It'll really help these women. But the thing is, no one's really buying. So after talking to some of your perfect for you clients who maybe for you, are mostly moms in their 30s and 40s who feel kind of out of touch with themselves and unhappy with their bodies. You realize that your perfect for you client is saying stuff like, I want to lose the baby weight, or I want to feel sexy when I go out with my husband, or I wish I had more time for me. I wish I knew how to take better care of myself, or I wish I had easy, healthy meals that my whole family would enjoy so I don't have to make different diet food just for myself. So then taking her feedback without even changing your program, without actually changing the meat of what you're offering, you can begin to position it differently so that it resonates and it becomes that irresistible offer that she really wants. So perhaps you rebrand the package as feel sexy again, lose the baby weight, and feel great. And you clearly outline how this program will help her accomplish all those things that are most important to her. And it all comes together then. Women who were previously uninterested in your offer, who maybe saw you market it dozens of times and had no interest in signing up, are now scrambling to buy and get their place on your wait list because you clearly communicated how, first of all, you understand what she cares most about and how your program is going to solve her biggest problems. So in my group program, Business Clarity Accelerator, we do exactly this. I mean, I think you can kind of see in this example how all the pieces are coming together of the ideal client and creating those irresistible offerings and speaking about it with confidence and holding that vision of what you're desiring, of how many clients do you even want to get into this program. So what we do in the group program is we will literally take the feedback that you gathered from your ideal clients and then brainstorm ways to serve them better or reposition offerings you currently have to do that. So you'll work on creating really just breathtaking services and products that your clients simply must have because you really understand them and what they're needing. And we'll also work on creating really compelling opt-ins and lovely freebies that entice more and more new people to join your community. So you're always growing and also planting seeds for new business, which is really important too. So here we go. We're moving on to number 6. You need to clear your money blocks. You knew this was going to be part of it, right? It was right in the title of the webinar. So increasing my money mindset in particular, I already talked about mindset, but money mindset in particular was pivotal to having my first 5-figure month and my continued success thereafter. If there's nothing else that you walk away from this webinar with, please hear this. Until you value yourself, no one else will. So I'm going to say it one more time. Until you value yourself, no one else will. So this brings me to the bonus that I mentioned earlier that's exclusively available to those of you who are live on this call today. I have created a self-study program. It's called Money Clarity, and it covers exactly how to up-level your wealth consciousness, clear your money blocks, and find your personal money flow so you're no longer feeling like you're struggling with money. And it shares specific practices that I've personally learned from my 7-figure mentors and also strategic tools to help you move beyond your money blocks for good. So if you are dreaming of your first 5K or 10K or even 20K month, I am urging you to make your money mindset work a #1 priority for yourself, starting right now. I cannot tell you how transformational addressing your specific money blocks can be, and this program can help you do exactly that. So with that in mind, I wanted to let you know that anyone who enrolls in my group program, Business Clarity Accelerator, it's actually closing tomorrow, September 8th, but anyone who enrolls today by 5:30 Eastern Time, so within the next hour, will receive the Money Clarity program that I just talked about, which is a $200 value for free. So Business Clarity Accelerator, which dives deep into all 6 of the vital elements I'm sharing with you today. We actually spent an entire week on each one of them that I just moved through prior to diving into this. And then coupled with this bonus, the Money Clarity Self-Study Program, that is the precise formula for reaching that next level and hitting those milestones for you and your business. So the strategies shared in both Business Clarity Accelerator and the Money Clarity Program are the very same ones that my one-on-one clients pay over $6,000 for. But if you enroll by 5:30 today, like I said, within the next hour, you will receive both for a mere fraction of that. And the link to join the program and get that free bonus is directly below this video. So even if you're uncertain if working together is the right next step for you at this time, you are still going to want to stick around until the end of this webinar, because I have one extra secret vital element that all the pros use that will help you cruise along to your first 5-figure month, which I'm going to be sharing with you on the very next slide. So just stick with me here. I'm going to share a little bit more about the program, but then I'm going to be sharing that secret element that, like I said, the pros use that really help streamline this process and get you on track for that 5-figure month. So getting over the hurdle of investing in yourself and your business is no small feat. Believe me, I know. It's a really big money block to overcome because it brings up so much fear in us. You're thinking, what if this program doesn't work for me? What if I don't get the results I'm hoping for? What if I fail at what I'm hoping to accomplish? It brings our self-doubt right up to the surface, and that is really, really uncomfortable. I remember the first time I invested in myself and my business. It was a big step for me to take, and it felt totally out of my comfort zone. But after seeing the results that I got from making that investment, I was hooked. And I came to realize that every single time I made a gesture that showed I valued myself, the investment would come back to me multifold. It almost works like magic. It's really remarkable. So I totaled up the investments that I've made in myself and my business. And to date, I have invested over $20,000 in coaching and trainings. And I have gotten, I can say with 100% confidence that I have gotten so much more than my money's worth out of every single one of those investments. So if you choose to invest in yourself by enrolling in Business Clarity Accelerator, you'll not only be setting yourself up to reach those new business milestones that previously eluded you, but you'll also be benefiting from my $20,000 worth of training and experience and the advice I've received from, really high-level 7-figure mentors. So, if you ask me, I think that sounds like a pretty good investment. So clearing your mindset blocks, I get it. It is not an easy thing to do. Those money mindset blocks they're so ingrained, and we've been with them for years, often since childhood. So, if it were easy, we'd all have a totally healthy relationship with money. But, here we are talking about this here and now. And I know it's a conversation that you've probably considered or heard a lot about in the entrepreneurial space. And the thing is, change is hard. When we go to work on these money blocks, releasing them is really hard. But we can never expect to keep on doing the same things we've always been doing and get different results. If we want to keep on getting what we're getting, we have to keep on doing what we're doing. If we want to change, if we want to get something different, we have to do something different. So if you want your life and business to expand, you yourself have to lead the way to that. No one else is going to pull you along. And clearing a massive money block and showing yourself that you value yourself enough to invest in yourself is a major step. Whether that be in this program or another, just consider what a gift it would be to yourself to have a clear path to more clients, a clear path to consistent income, a clear path to those milestones you're desiring, with no more floundering, no more self-doubt, and no more feeling like you don't have what it takes to be successful, because I know you do. And it's all right here. We have all the tools we need at our disposal whenever we need them. But sometimes it means getting out of our comfort zone and investing in ourselves to acquire them. So if you want to start moving your business forward right now, I invite you to join me. I would love to be in your corner and to help you along the way. The enrollment button is right below this video. And like I said, if you enroll by 5:30 today, you'll also be gifted that Money Clarity Self-Study Program, which is a value of $200. So another thing that's kind of cool about Business Clarity Accelerator is that most group coaching programs are multiple months long and multiple thousands of dollars. But this program has been distilled down. I've essentially streamlined all of that content into a 6-week experience that delivers big wins in a fraction of the time, and even better, for a fraction of the price. So if you're ready to set yourself up for more clients, and more money right now, not in 4 months, not in 6 months, but right now, then Business Clarity Accelerator is really something to consider for yourself. So like I said, I have one secret element that is really essential. So the secret element is the key for achieving your first 5-figure month. And it's something that every single successful entrepreneur out there uses. And once you start implementing this, you too will inevitably be on track for your biggest month ever. And that final secret element is consistency. So no, I know that consistency, it doesn't sound really glamorous and it's not sexy, but it does get the job done, and it plants solid, healthy seeds for more clients and more money right now. So you see, pros, when you look at a pro, they are consistent. They show up every day, whether they be a professional athlete or a professional businesswoman. They show up every single day. I know writers, they have a practice when they're a professional writer. They sit down and they write every single day, whether they feel like it or not. Pros are consistent. And when you start acting like a pro in your business, people really take notice. So I would encourage you to ask yourself, how can I be more consistent in my efforts and really turn pro, become that professional in my business? So for example, maybe you could set aside regular work hours, even if it's just a few hours a week, instead of kind of sporadically peppering in business to-dos throughout the week. Maybe you could be more consistent in your communication with your community and get in touch with them more regularly. Maybe you could set aside time every week to personally reach out to potential clients with a thoughtful email and start building those relationships. Maybe you could outsource a task that you really dislike doing and that takes up way too much of your time, so you can spend that time on the parts of your business that you actually love. Or maybe you could just make it a habit of, following up and following through with people who have already expressed interest in what you're doing, but haven't yet turned into clients. Those are just a couple ideas of how you can put this consistency piece to work for you. And I'm sure that once you start brainstorming, you will come up with countless ways that you could show up with more consistency and really take your business to that pro level. And then I would suggest that you pick just one or two to prioritize for yourself right now. Don't overwhelm yourself with like a ton of things you feel like you need to change. Just, slow and steady wins the race. So once you get in the habit of consistency and build it into every layer of your business over time, you'll have officially turned that corner from amateur to pro. And the really cool thing about pros is that pros have 5-figure months. They know that the clients are there, they know that the money is there, and they have an abundance in their life and in their business. And when you set yourself on track, first in your habits and then in your mindset to be that pro, you are aligning yourself to reach that level of success in your life and in your business. So I want to share with you now just some of the wins that can result from applying this work to your business, from applying all of the things that we covered today on the webinar to yourself and your business. And then after this, we're going to move into the Q&A portion. So here are some of the things that could be coming down the pipeline when you apply these vital elements to your own business. Could have your first 5K or even 5-figure month. You could get published in well-known industry publications. You could begin working with more and more ideal clients and find them with ease. You could just have a clear sense of who you are. You know your core message, your title, and your tagline, and speak about your business with unwavering confidence. No more blushing and running away when someone asks you what you do. You could host live events. I've had clients doing that. Have really good sales conversations that convert nearly 100% of people on those calls. You could channel all this clarity into a new website and get that up and running for yourself. You could take time to do things you love, like travel or get massages or, do little things that you maybe are denying yourself right now, waiting for, greater success. You could land speaking gigs and be interviewed on popular podcasts. I've had a number of my clients land amazing interviews on great podcasts. You could just relish the fact that you were eliminating these mindset blocks that were previously derailing you, and now you're on track for success. You could obviously elevate your wealth consciousness and start making more money in your business. You could leave your current work if you're at a place where the money is consistent and the clients are consistent. You could step away from that 9-to-5 job that maybe you're no longer feeling. You could even begin expanding your business and hiring team members and support people to help you free up even more of your time and energy so you can focus on what you truly love doing in your business. You could develop key partnerships with industry leaders. One of the things I love to remind people is that your network is your net worth. And so the more powerful relationships you have, the more powerful you become in and of your own business. You could redefine what your schedule looks like and create an ideal schedule where you're working less and making more. That's something that I love talking to people about. I personally have a 3-day work week and 4-day weekends, which is really, really nice. And I love talking to my clients about how to leverage their time and their energy to do that for themselves. You could start, really offering some amazing things that grow your community, like running challenges or hosting online events or running big launches that draw more and more of the right clients to you and serve them in a bigger way. You could, of course, channel that clarity and these vital elements that I've been sharing into creating really breathtaking programs and products that completely resonate with your ideal clients and leave them wanting more from you and leaving their lives changed by you. And you could also, I'll leave you with this one, outline a solid growth and revenue plan that you really believe in. We talked about that at the very beginning. Having a vision that you believe in are the first couple steps of this process. When we outline our growth and revenue plan for mega success, we need to believe in that plan. And when you apply these strategies, you'll be able to outline a plan for massive success and massive growth that you do believe in, which just feels really, really good. So if you are ready to reach these business milestones like the ones I have listed above, all of the tools, like I said before, are available to you. The Business Clarity Accelerator 6-week live group coaching program and the Money Clarity Self-Study program provide you with everything you need to accomplish milestones like the ones I just mentioned and take your business to the next level. So if that is something that you're ready for, if that is something that you're desiring, if it's feeling right to you, just take a moment to click the button below this video to find out more and enroll now. Like I said, if you enroll before 5:30 today in the next 45 minutes, Money Clarity is yours for free. So now let's dive into your questions. Let's pop over to the chat box and see if anyone came up with anything that they'd like to dive into. Let's see. Let's see if there's any questions we need to dive into. Let's see. Any tips on how to align the vision and the mindset? Oh, that's a great question. So, and I mentioned this a little bit earlier, part of the piece is getting on board with what the vision is right now. So sometimes we need to create kind of a long-term vision, the big vision that feels really good and you can play with for the long term, whatever long-term means to you, 5, 10 years down the road. And then also have shorter-term visions, shorter-term goals, for the next month or 6 months. And so those goals that are shorter term, they really have to feel good right now. If they feel overwhelming, if you feel scared by them, if you feel like you're going to fail at them, that is not the place we want to be. We want to make sure that you are in a place of belief around those visions. So it's a really healthy practice to start small. Instead of saying, I want to get 10 clients, say, I want to find my next client. And then once you find him or her, you just want to find the next client after that. So thinking about a way to translate your vision into something that feels good for you is a practice in and of itself. So I would encourage you to evaluate what is the big vision and then kind of reverse engineer it and see what are the smaller pieces that you can start putting in play or believing in right now that will get you on track with that big vision without overwhelming you by it. Let's see if there's any other questions that popped up. Mhm. Oh, okay. And it seems like there's another piece to that. I can see the big money picture, but then I feel a little doubt about it actually happening. So first of all, know that that's just common. Sometimes when we have this big vision for our lives and our businesses, it's normal that we have moments of doubt. For that, I would suggest developing a solid mindset practice for yourself. For me, that looks like starting my day often with meditation. I sit for not too long, 10, 15 minutes, and I envision something that I'm desiring in that moment, envision how it will feel when it comes to pass. Other times I'll repeat maybe a mantra that is particularly helpful in that moment. And I start in that place. And then I do self-care first thing. I make time for yoga. I often get outside and go for a walk with my daughter. I take care of myself first. And I find that when I do that, I feel more expansive and I feel more abundant in general. And I believe that when we have those feelings and we move from that place of feeling expansive and abundant, more opportunities to become more expansive and more abundant present themselves. And so in order to find that alignment with your vision, often it means taking care of yourself and making that a priority, because we are our businesses. And so we need to address ourselves and support ourselves in every possible way we can, because when we're suffering, when we're in a place of doubt or lack or worry, that totally affects everything that we're putting out there into the world. And so we need to do everything in our power to support ourselves and be in a place where we're feeling really good as we possibly can about where we're at in our businesses right now. Celebrate every win, no matter how small. Pop open the champagne for the silliest of things, because that all makes a difference. It's so easy to kind of just brush over the good things that are happening right here and now, waiting for the next thing, the next big month, the next big goal to come to pass. When we stop and appreciate what's happening, we lay the groundwork for more things to appreciate to come into our experience. Okay, looks like another question came in. Do you have certain people, meditations, or books that you'd recommend for clearing blocks or finding clarity? Oh, there's so many. I think one that's particularly good for clearing blocks is The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. That book speaks specifically about how, what he calls, we upper limit ourselves. We essentially put this block on our growth, on our success, on our expansion, and then constantly butt up against it and feel so much resistance to move through it. And he addresses specific ways how to stop doing that, how to stop putting those self-imposed limitations and live your best life, live in what he calls your zone of genius, and be a really powerful creator in that way. Another book that I'm enjoying reading right now is Think and Grow Rich for Women. It's actually a rewrite, a redo of Napoleon Hill's book that I mentioned earlier, but it's specifically targeted at women. And unlike Napoleon Hill's book, which just talks about money, Think and Grow Rich for Women is not just about the financial piece, although it does delve into that. It's about leading a rich life in general. And it gives you very specific and very strategic exercises to help you eliminate those blocks and get in line with your vision and to make it happen for yourself. So that would probably be a really good one to check out too. Let's see if there's any other questions before we start wrapping up our conversation here. Okay. If I'm struggling, especially with one aspect of clarity, like client clarity, is your group program still a good fit? I would say absolutely yes. Although client clarity, like I said, is a piece of the program, it's really essential to work on all of these elements concurrently, because we need to make sure the puzzle continues to fit together. I've often found that when I hardcore dive into one specific area in my business, it has a ripple out effect. I think, oh, this needs addressing. And then I realize, well, since I changed that, then this needs to be changed, and then this needs to be changed. And so moving through a group program like Business Clarity Accelerator, where we are addressing these multiple layers of clarity and letting one build on the next, it not only gives you a big picture clarity of your entire business, but it shifts the momentum to make you feel really good and aligned with where your business is headed. So client clarity, like I said, is a huge piece of the program. It's something that is really a pivotal week in the program for a lot of the women. But I think having it coupled with those other elements that we would be moving into would provide you with a really solid foundation for implementing that piece of client clarity in the best, most effective way for you and your business. And another really cool thing about the program is that since it's a group coaching program and not just an online course, I'm actually there with you moving through the process. And so if there is one area that's specifically difficult for you to find clarity on, I'm able to be there with you, work with you to move you through that block, move you into clarity, and help you and provide my feedback specifically about you and your business so that we can move through that piece together. And then also have the support of the group and the accountability of the group to keep that momentum going. Okay, fantastic. I don't see any more questions coming in. So I think I'm going to conclude the Q&A portion. Thank you all for your amazing questions. It's really fun to be here with you and to move through this program, the outline of the program, and share with you on this call as much as I possibly could about the different elements that I know can make such a difference in changing that momentum in your business and clearing those blocks that are holding you back and setting you on course for those new milestones, like those 5-figure months or whatever it is for you at this time. It was really a pleasure to share this space with you. I hope that what I covered today was helpful to you, and that at least you got one little nugget of something that you can walk away with that makes a difference in your life and your business right now. And like I said, if what I covered today spoke to you, and if the idea of having my continued guidance and support for the next 6 weeks excites you, because I know it would be a turning point and could be a turning point for you in your business, I really urge you to invest in yourself now. I know it's not an easy thing to do, but investing in yourself is probably one of the best investments you'll ever make, because it speaks to your self-worth. And every time you clearly show that you value yourself, other people see the value in who you are and what you do too. It sets things in motion and allows you to clear those old money blocks that were previously holding you back. So there is not a single successful person out there who does it all alone. Not a single one. Every one of them have coaches and mentors and advisors and team members who advise them and support them. So if you're wondering what it takes to align yourself with the success that you're desiring right now, I'll let you know. It takes noticing what other successful people are doing and applying it to your own business in a way that feels good and right to you at this time. Successful people see the immense value in themselves and invest in their businesses and their happiness. And I would encourage you to choose that for yourself too. You are so worth it, and it's an amazing gift to give yourself. So if what I'm saying is making sense and feeling maybe a little scary, but maybe in a really good way, trust your gut and consider making the best decision you've ever made for yourself and your business by investing in yourself. Like I said, it can really be a turning point. When you click the button below this video, you'll be able to read about all the details of Business Clarity Accelerator. And if you enroll before 5:30 today, you'll also receive the Money Clarity Self-Study Program as your free gift. It's a $200 value. It will so help you getting on track to reach those 5-figure months. It's really a beautiful accompaniment to the group program and expands so much on the money piece of the program itself. It's really an invaluable resource to have. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart for spending this time with me. And whether or not we continue our journey together at this time, I wish you so much success and, of course, clarity.